Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is February the 2nd. This is our first local revenues meeting. Let's put our hands together. I am so excited. I am fired up. We are doing some amazing things. We have 3 bills today that we're going to go over. The first bill is House Bill 69, State Department Assessment of Taxation, Real Property Assessment and Appeals. Stan, you want to go over the bill?
Sure. So this bill has 2 components. The first is requiring the department to publish information on its website, having to do basically with how they do assessments. And the second part authorizes an appeal authority to consider certain criteria in making their decisions in a property tax assessment appeal.
So this bill, if you all remember, had a constitutional issue with it. And I believe that there's an amendment with this bill. Stan, you want to go read the amendment?
Sure. So the amendment strikes the unconstitutional provision, which is on page 3 in line 1. So the appeal authority would no longer be authorized to consider the assessment value of comparable properties. Because in Maryland, we look at comparable sales, not comparable assessments.
Are there any questions?
Move the amendment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been properly moved and second. All in favor of the amendments, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
On the bill as amended, is there a motion?
Move favorable.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to adopt the bill as amended. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 The ayes have it. House Bill 669 will be sent to the committee. Next bill, House Bill 76, which is the Community Solar Energy Generating Systems exemption from energy and property taxes. Stan, you want to read the bill?
Sure. So this bill also has 2 components. The first part has to do with well, basically this is for community solar projects, but specifically ones that provide at least 50% of their energy to low or moderate income customers and are installed on a rooftop parking facility or brownfield. So it exempts those particular projects first from local energy taxes, which some counties have, and then also from personal property taxes.
Delegate Hartman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I see MML is on here, but they raised an issue about making it enabling as opposed to mandatory. And having served in local government, I always try to leave, things open to the local discretion. So I like the language they're putting forward.
Yeah, there is an amendment to the bill. Stan, you want to read the bill? I mean, the amendment, I'm sorry, which I believe would address your concerns, Delegate Hart.
Yeah, so the amendment strikes the energy tax exemption and turns the personal property tax exemption into a local option. So it would not be mandatory. It'd be up to the local governments to decide whether to exempt these projects.
Delegate Hartman, would that address your concerns?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Is there?
Move the amendment.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
On the bill as amended, are there any questions?
Move favorable.
Adopt the bill as amended.
Move favorable.
Second.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to adopt the bill as amended. All in favor by signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The bill will be sent to committee as amended. House Bill 103, our final bill, which is a property tax credit for disabled veterans. Stan, if you can read the bill.
So this bill is as it came in, is a mandatory property tax credit for disabled veterans, and the amount of the credit depends on the veteran's percentage of disability. So for example, if the veteran was 70% disabled, they would get a 70% property tax credit. Currently, it's all this exemption is only available if for veterans who are 100% disabled. So that's the bill as it stands.
Are there any questions? This bill also has an amendment to it. Stan, if you want to read the amendment.
So the amendment would make this bill also a local option. So there would be no mandate. It would be up to local governments to decide whether to grant this credit or not.
Delegate Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So again, with the amendment, the requirement is not the establishment, but to say this is an optional consideration by the counties.
That's correct.
Yes, Delegate.
Okay, there was a question raised in terms of when the counties, because I know there are other enabling legislation, when the property taxes, and first of all, I am a widow of a veteran, so I support our veterans, but is there any concern about counties coming back to the state for assistance because they have lost revenue as a result of the tax credits?
No, well, what this does is because it's enabling legislation, it gives those counties that are in a position to do it. Thus, there would be no reason for them to come back to the state for any funding or help. Am I reading that right, Stan?
I mean, I suppose that, I don't know how much locals might, decide to give the credit, and then, maybe they have money when they gave the credit, but a few years down the road, maybe not. Maybe they wouldn't have enough and would want more state aid. I don't know. A judgment for the subcommittee to make.
Yeah, well, right now it's enabling legislation, Delegate Patterson.
Thank you, but I think it's important to raise a question because, as I said before, the veterans are not the only groups, there are other groups as well. So thank you very much for answering the question and for considering the fact that that might be an issue down the road.
Yeah. Okay. Justin, you're on the call. Any concerns from MML on this?
As amended, we have no concerns. Thank you.
Perfect. Is there a motion on the amended amendment?
I think Delegate Hartman has a question.
No, I think that's
No, just my hand got numb and I forgot to take it down. Thank you.
Is there a motion on the amendment?
Move the amendment.
Second.
The amendment has been properly moved and second. All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The bill as amended. Is there
Move
a
the
motion?
bill.
Second.
And properly moved and second to adopt the bill as amended. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. House Bill 103 would go for the full committee. That's all that we have on the docket today. I thank you all for coming. Delegate Attar, keep smiling. Stan, you are always the man. And that concludes the meeting for local revenues. Thank you, guys.
I usually say my compliments to the chef, my compliments to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate Hart.